it's Catherine from 3Ps. Welcome. This video is about the top tips from our nutritionist Maia LLoyd about how you approach weight loss to ensure success. So Maia and I sat down and talked about, based on her experience with clients, what elements she thought really helped to achieve success for her clients. Maia is a weight loss nutritionist, a specialist. She has 5 clinics in London, so she does know what she's talking about. And the reason that she and I talk is because she is our ambassador, and we have published some books together. So there's a series on weight loss, which is called Weight Loss Clinics, Secrets and Recipes. And I think I'll put a link up here so you can have a look. And these books summarize Maia's approach and most importantly, her recipes. So if you're interested in weight loss, then have a look at those books. They're only 99p each, or 99 cents. But I also thought I'd do this video about, chunking up from the detail. What were Maia's view? What was the things that actually define success? So she gave me a list of the key things that would define your success in terms of weight loss. Okay, and I'm just going to go through the list that she gave me. Okay, so the first one she came up with was, the key to her program and the way that she approached this is the idea that you balance your carbs, your protein and your healthy fats. So you need to have protein with every meal. And you need to have healthy fats, by which we mean things like coconut, avocado, flaxseed, fish, lean meat, including red meat. She doesn't have anything against red meat. And you need to make sure that you're using healthy carbs, by which we mean slow release, low GI, low glycemic index carbs. So that's things like, things that are whole grains, so things like rice, quinoa, amaranth. Probably not so much wheat, a bit of wheat, but not too much. If you're going to use wheat, then look to use the older grains like spelt, because they're more digestible and they're higher protein. Look at other forms of carbs, so particularly vegetables. All vegetables will have some element of carbs. Limit your fruit intake, because that is often a high GI carb. Why are you looking at high GI and low GI carb? Because anything which raises your blood sugar, and that would be a high fast release carbohydrate, anything that raises your blood sugar, it stimulates the release of insulin in your body. Insulin is what goes into your bloodstream to take sugar out and either store it in your muscles or store it in your cells. Now, with a high GI carbohydrate, you stimulate your body to release a big chunk of insulin. It strips the sugar out of your blood sugar, so you have an initial blood sugar high followed by blood sugar low. Blood sugar low makes you feel very low, so you have a sort of rush of energy followed by a dip. You then crave, because your body needs to restore its blood sugar, it craves more sugar, and you end up with a sort of seesaw of high, low, energy, blood sugar, and that leads to issues with mood, leads to issues with energy, but also leads to the storage of calories as fat, particularly around your middle. So that's why being careful about which carbs you eat is really important for weight loss. So the first major point from Maia is balance your good carbohydrates, so your low GI carbohydrate, your good fats and your protein, and you need to have that balance at every meal. In the series that we've produced, the one that probably deals with this most is the breakfast one, because breakfast is the meal where most people often fall off that in terms of having lots of high GI carbs. And Maia includes in the book some recipes for much healthier breakfast, so predominantly things like eggs and properly made porridge, which is much better for you than anything you buy in a shop, whether it be in a packet or in a takeout. So if you think you have an issue with having too many carbs or having the wrong type of carbs, have a look at the breakfast book. I'll put the links into the notes at the bottom of this video so you can have a look. But have a look at the breakfast book, because it has a good discussion of that. So that was Maia's first point. The next point was to avoid trans fats. Now, trans fats are a particular type of fat, and they are the sort of fat that you often find in pre-prepared food, because what they're basically what happens when you convert a liquid fat into a solid fat, and that is often used to preserve shop-bought products. So anything like a shop-bought pastry will have trans fat in. You just need to be aware that a huge number of foods have trans fats in. Now, there are some supermarket chains that in their own brand pre-prepared have taken trans fats out, and I can think of one in particular, which I think is, for those in the UK, is Marks and Spencer. There will be others as well that have taken trans fats out, but if you're not sure, the easiest way to avoid trans fats is just to avoid pre-packaged, you know, cook from scratch, eat as naturally as you can to avoid trans fats. One particular point to bear in mind in relation to trans fats is that even healthy fats, if you use them for frying and you are heating the oil to smoking temperature, it will convert to trans fat. So even if you're using, you know, cold pressed virgin olive oil, you know, a rapeseed oil, whatever it may be, if you are using it to fry and you're cooking to heating to smoking temperature, then you will convert that fat to trans fat. The only exception to that is coconut oil. So when you are frying, if you are looking to stay lean or to drop weight, a really good thing is to try coconut oil and try frying with it. I use it quite a lot. I personally am allergic to coconut, so it's a bit of I can't have too much of it, but I find I can use a bit of it. I use it even with my children, they don't even notice it, but I prefer to use coconut oil. Okay, so the next thing is to avoid trans fat, that's number 2. Okay, number 3 from Maia was, oh yeah, have a mid-afternoon snack. She said that with a lot of clients, their approach is to try to eat as little as possible during the day, to try and save up their calories and then have a big dinner in the evening. And she said that the problem with that is that you become so starving that often you crack and then you just eat everything in sight, or your portion control in the evening is just completely out the window, and that a much more sustainable and successful way to operate is to eat small and regular. So to have your 3 meals a day, your breakfast, lunch and dinner or supper, but to make sure that particularly you have an afternoon snack. So if you were eating your lunch between say 12 and 1, you would have an afternoon snack at 4, and then you would eat your supper or your dinner by 8 in the evening. If you're an early riser, particularly if you say you hit the gym, as I do early, then you might find that you're eating your breakfast before 8, and you might again need some snack around 10:30, 11. There is a snack book in our series where you can have a look at some recipes that she uses in her clinic, and those recipes are mainly about things like nuts and seeds and dips with vegetables. The dip with vegetable thing, initially my attitude was, that sounds a bit like diet food, and I'd rather try and maintain my weight without having punishment food. But actually, having tried her recipes, they're really nice, and so I am a convert to the idea of mid-afternoon snack. All it does need is you need to do a bit of pre-preparation, because you need to make sure you have stuff with you. In terms of nuts and seeds, you can prepare those well ahead of time and just bag them up into portions, and then just make sure you have a bag with you, so when you get to the mid-afternoon you're flagging or you're hungry, you can have something to eat. So the next thing, as I said, from Maia is make sure you have a mid-afternoon snack. Okay, so what did she say next? She said, avoid making food obsessional. She said that the clients who do best are the clients who don't allow food to become like a sort of rabbit hole, sort of Alice in Wonderland style, where they disappear down and don't come back out until they've lost the weight. Because your life is happening now, not when you've lost that 5 kilos. And that also in terms of success, not overly obsessing about food is really important. She does hypnotherapy as well as weight loss, and a lot of the hypnotherapy she does with clients is to get them to see food as less important than they currently see it. So to actually say to them, food is not the be-all and end-all. Food is for sustenance, it's for metabolism, it's for operating in terms of your health in an optimal way, and it's also about social and connection, but it's not the primary relationship in your life. It shouldn't be the primary relationship, and it's important that you relegate it to where it should be. Okay, so make sure that food doesn't become an obsession, and food rules don't become something that rules your life. The next thing she said is, and this is a good one, get a grip on alcohol. If you want to manage your weight, particularly if you're older, particularly if you are 40 plus and you're looking to drop weight, a lot of people, particularly women in middle age, reach for that bottle of wine in the evening as a de-stressor, and that is what is causing them to put weight, particularly around their middles. And if you are serious about wanting to stay lean as you get older, you need to keep an eye on your alcohol intake. Alcohol is empty calories. Although there's debate about how you metabolize alcohol, so it doesn't metabolize in quite the same way as other sugars, it's undeniable there's a link between excessive alcohol and that apple shape where you carry weight around your central region. So, really think about it. If you are serious about wanting to to not, you know, dissolve into flabbiness in middle age, you need to think about your habits and think about alcohol in particular. Okay, so the next point is to choose your coping mechanism. If you have been using food as a coping mechanism to cope with stress, for example, to give yourself a treat, give yourself a hug in effect, then if you're going to take that away, you need to replace it with something else. There's nothing wrong with coping mechanisms. They are part of life. They are part of the way humans are. We have always tried to adapt our environment to suit ourselves. Why would it be no different from an emotional standpoint? We adapt our environment to satisfy emotional needs. That is the reality. None of us is perfect. And, you know, if that has been what you've used food for, that is one of the ways that you operate. You know, yes, you can go into psychoanalysis. Yes, you can, you know, spend lots of time examining the emotional needs behind eating. That's great. Short term, if you want to get the weight off, then you know, a successful strategy is to introduce a different, more healthy coping mechanism. Now, the sort of coping mechanisms you might put in place of food are the ones you're going to expect me to say. So we're talking exercise and relaxation or meditation. What do those three have in common? They're all about calming your body and introducing, you know, happy hormones into your blood stream, into your nervous system. And the point about that is that's exactly what a lot of people use food for, to have that, you know, get to that happy place as they might see it. So think about exercise or meditation or relaxation, and don't just, you know, deny yourself. Going on a diet shouldn't be about doing without, it's about doing things differently. Okay, so next point is the last point is accept imperfection. Maia was very clear about this. No one is going to be compliant 100% of the time. That is not the human condition. And actually you don't need to be compliant all the time. And if you have a day when that bacon sandwich is talking to you, have the bacon sandwich and then just get back on the program. No one does anything 100%, and actually 100% starts to look obsessional. And as I said, it's really important that this program doesn't dominate your life. Your life goes on, and this program is about enhancing your life, not dominating it. So accept imperfection, but just get back on the program and congratulate yourself on what you've achieved so far. Okay, so those are the top tips from Maia. I'll just read them out again so you've got them. So we have balance your carbs, healthy fats and protein in particular, to keep an eye on your fast carbs and just go with slow release carbs if you can. Avoid trans fats, so that means all the sort of unnatural pre-packaged product, and also heating most oils other than coconut oil at high temperature. Have an afternoon snack, really important to keep your energy levels up and avoid you overeating at night. Get a grip on alcohol. So alcohol is an area which will give you problems with your weight if you don't get a grip. Choose a more healthy coping mechanism. So think about why you're eating and think about what you could, a more healthy practice you could replace that satisfaction of your emotional needs with. And then the last one is accept imperfection, accept the fact that no one's going to get it right all the time. I really hope that's been helpful. And I wish you every success with weight loss. If you are using our books, again, I said I'll put the links below, then let me know how you're getting on. Even if you aren't using our books, if you have a different weight loss journey, but you want to feedback or you want some advice on what exercise to put with your weight loss to assist your weight loss, just send me an email. I'm on, find me at hello@3pspublishing.com. That's hello@3pspublishing.com. I'll put the link in the notes. You can also leave a comment on this video. You can like it. If you do like it, do share. It's such a pleasure to have you watch, and I appreciate you're very busy. So thank you very much. I hope it's been informative, and good luck on your weight loss journey. And do let me know how you get on. Bye.